Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Hump Day!
Cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane. From miles around, the best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke when they open up that gate. Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show. It's a Houston tradition, 4-H, FFA, and Go Texan. And you can bet, son, it's gonna be around a long, long time. When these riders and ropers give it their best, we'll show them how loud the hometown crowd can get. Cause tonight, y'all, we all got a little bit of cowboy deep inside. Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Where the Bayou City streets meet these country roads. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah, it's Wednesday night. We are halfway home to the weekend. Welcome to Tropical Country, right here on Tiki Man Radio. Of course, we are coming to you live from the Legend Studio here in Ottawa, Tennessee. And the show is brought to you by GTS Charters, Goaltending Services and Outfitters in Key West, Florida. When you're planning your trip down to Key West and you've done everything there is to do on and off Duval Street, make sure you do what there is to do out on the water. And no better people to do it with than Monty and Gypsy at GTS Charters and Outfitters. 305-916-0990. Check in and see what they have available, and they got all kinds of different varieties of trips and day cruises, but make sure you check out that Outfitter store before you go, because they have everything that you're going to need to go out there on the water. Your snacks, your fins, whatever you're going to need, plus they have everything on the boat, grill. They'll take care of you. We promise, because we only work with the best. And talking about the best, how about JBL Travel Group, the official travel company of Tiki Man Radio? When planning your next getaway, check out Joe Leo. Regardless if it is a cruise, an all-inclusive resort you want to go to, a destination wedding, they got you covered. And give them a call, 732-831-5200. They are award-winning, because that means they are the best at what they do. So we got that out of the way. And of course, we are broadcasting live on Tiki Man Radio, TikiManRadio.com, and the Tiki Man Radio YouTube channel, courtesy of that GTS Charters live cam. And of course, it wouldn't be a show without the queen of the pond front patio, love of my life, Laura Lou. How are you?
Hey, y'all. I'm good. How are you?
Good. And of course, our guest of honor this evening, you've seen him before, but he looks a little different, Mr. Zac Chastain.
What's going on?
So his hair's a little longer now.
I know.
So,
him and Slayton, man.
That's what I told him. I'm like, I almost didn't recognize you there. But it must be a trend, because I think Matt's let his hair grow out too.
Yes.
So
yes. The mullet is coming back.
The mullet is back.
Yes.
Mullet or the full, whatever.
Yeah. It's
whatever. I'm jealous because I don't have half the hair.
That's
couldn't.
what it is.
I couldn't grow it like that even if I tried. So,
You would have what was that comedian that smashed the water? Gallagher.
Gallagher. Yeah. No, I am not going to go for
come on.
a Gallagher. No, not at all. Not going for the Gallagher. That's why I wear. Everybody wants. Why do I wear a hat? Well, I wear a hat because I'm going bald and I don't want to get my head sunburnt. So, but hey, we made it through another week. This is a short week for me, so I'm looking forward to the weekend because, well, I'm still recovering from last weekend. So, in case anybody was wanting to know, who didn't keep up with it, yes, I did successfully complete the 15K of the battlefield, up and down the daggone hills, and did it in under 2 hours.
Yes,
so,
you did.
Now I
was proud.
Now I don't have any need to do it. I proved it. I don't need to do it again. So
That's what you say about every race. I did that distance.
I did it.
That's all
I don't need to prove anything else. It's good. I'm done. But I'm not done because
No.
I got a 7-miler coming up. Then we got a 5K coming up, and then another 5K, and then another half marathon. Mm-hmm. Before we get to the 10K at the end of the year. So
Yep.
we're not even going to talk about that. One of these days I'm going to learn my lesson, and I think at the end of the year I'm going to retire.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to hang up my running shoes and say, I've proved enough. That's all I can say. But, it's never too late.
No, you're not going to quit because you get cranky now.
I get cranky.
You get cranky if
I don't
you're
get
not
cranky.
walking. Yes, you.
I do
Really?
not.
Listen, y'all know him, right? Yes.
Don't get cranky.
You get cranky.
Whatever.
And you get a tone
Well,
whenever you're not
I have been
walking.
accused of my tone.
See, okay, I got to tell y'all. So, I always get in trouble for telling him he has a tone. And he's always like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know what you're
At
talking about.
work, he has gotten in trouble twice now because he had a tone when he talked to different people.
Well,
And
evidently,
I have witnesses now.
women have soft hearts, and they just can't take, I guess,
Your tone.
a tone.
They're fragile creatures.
They are very fragile creatures.
That's right. You tell him.
They are very fragile creatures. So,
Hey, I get in trouble all the time for my tone.
oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know I have one.
I did.
That's what he
I
said.
didn't know I had one either.
Yeah.
I'll say things, and she'll say, "Hey, honey," and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Excuse me." And I'm like, I just said what?
No.
It was your tone.
That's right. You don't say what. You say what. That's a whole different thing. It's kind of like typing K or OK.
It's got a hard T on it.
There
Well.
you go. That's exactly right.
Well, when I'm in the middle of doing something and she goes, honey, Brian, what? Really? You going to give me that tone? I heard you the first time. I was busy. Didn't you see?
Nope.
Nope. She don't care.
I know is that you did not answer.
Because I was busy. And I can just see the chat lighten up over that one.
Yes,
So-
but they're not even making fun of you. It's okay.
Oh, well, that's good.
They ignore our bickering sometimes now.
Yeah, I will say.
The girls used to stick up for me. Now they're like, Laura, I got nothing. You're on your own.
Because they know I am just me.
Yep.
So
Yep.
there used to be one saying I used to say is, I'm an asshole. What can I say?
Well, no.
There used to be a time when that was true, but
Not anymore.
not anymore. I can be, just don't push my limits.
Well, don't I know? So,
Who do we got to say
poor
hello
Zach.
to?
Poor Zach. So
Call Dr. Phil.
Wednesday night, this is our therapy.
that's right. Yeah, next time bring your wife. We do couples therapy in here.
We do. We do.
So I want to say hello to Moni. She is out there, and she says hello to you as well, Zach,
Which Moni?
the producer.
Well, the producer, and of course, we got to say hello to the vacuum cleaner man.
That's right. Vacuum cleaner Tom, hello to you too.
Yeah.
Also want to give a big shout out to the lovely Larice and Flaz. They are in Athens, Georgia.
Hello, Larice.
Also, the ambassador is out there. Michelle, hello to you.
Hello to the ambassador of all great things, and of course the bodyguard himself.
She's getting ready for Panama City Beach.
Are they still in Texas? They were.
know.
They were in Dallas. They went to
Really?
They went to the Big D, and I do mean Dallas.
Moni says hello to you too, B-Dawg.
Hello.
All of us women are talking about having to get our toes and our fingers did for Panama City Beach.
I gotcha.
Maureen, hello to you, Mo.
Hey, Mo.
Also to the mystery man. Can't forget him.
That's right. We can't, according to the Tiki Man, we can't mention him because he's in the witness protection program.
Oh, is that why?
That's why he's a mystery.
Oh, I understand.
We got to protect his identity at all costs.
That's right. Also, big shout out to Mr. Callie McCool from over there on the West Coast.
That is Mr. McCool with the student crew over there at Antioch High School. That is Tiki Man Radio's mentorship of the kids, and they produce Surfs Up every Tuesday here on Tiki Man Radio, which that class is getting ready to be done for the year.
I was going to say, it's hard to believe that they're almost finished already.
Yeah, next thing you know, they'll be off, and we'll be starting with a new class.
Yeah.
I think this will be
crazy.
the third class we'll be starting with.
Yeah,
I think that's very cool,
that is.
especially when they make us look bad.
Right. Also, need to give a big shout out to Ed and Felicia. They are out there.
Well, that is a couple conductors on that peace train here every Monday night on Tiki Man Radio.
Yes, and also Giraffe and Little Grayson.
Little G.
Little G.
Little G.
I was debating.
Hello to Giraffe and Little G.
He was so heartbroken this morning.
Oh, he was. Why
He really
was he?
was.
Why was he heartbroken?
So she had to take the cat to a sitter's today. They lost poor Elsa like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And so poor Elsa went to puppy heaven, and when they took the cat to the sitters today, the poor little Grayson started crying, real tears and everything, and said, now when I don't have a puppy or a kitty to pet whenever I'm at home. And so she had to reassure him that the kitty's coming home later.
Get him a stuffed animal to pet, and everything will be okay.
Yep. And then I guess after they did get home, he walked in and said, there's no Elsa and there's no kitty. And what am I going to do?
He was just having a legitimate
He
meltdown.
really was. He was so sad.
That is a lot for a 3-year-old to take in. I'm going to tell you.
I know, but I can't believe that he remembers Elsa from that long ago.
It's only been a few months.
Well, I know, but still, he's so little. But yeah. So,
He doesn't forget anything.
no,
Let me
he
tell you
really
that.
doesn't. He doesn't. Let me see here. Hello, Flaz. Flaz's.
Hey, Flaz.
Oh, Flaz is not in Athens. He is at home preparing a porterhouse steak.
Ooh.
I know. Flaz, feel free to deliver. Just saying. I'm sure the three of us wouldn't mind. And hello to Tim, the bodyguard. Cannot forget Tim.
I didn't. I said hello to the bodyguard.
Well, I didn't.
Well, see, that's on you.
I know. And Michelle says hello to you as well, Zach.
Hello.
And I think that's it for right now.
That's all we got.
For right now.
All right. That is awesome. What's that?
So Callie said they kicked out their 25th show for the year. They're aiming for at least 30.
Well, how about that? 25.
Yeah. for
I
this
remember
year
when
alone.
we hit our 25th.
I know.
Seems like so long ago.
No. But that's a lot for those kids for, they're only in school for so long, a year, and then they have all the days off and all of those things. So that's pretty cool. No two shows are the same. They're trying to make each one an original. So
Well, there you go.
love it.
That is why this show is unscripted, because that way you don't get too alike. So
Right?
that way we make our own new mistakes every week.
Right?
Which, of course, when we talk about going back to our 25th show when we got there, I do believe Zach was within that group of one of our
I think so.
one of our first 25 shows.
You were one of our first in studio guests.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. wow.
I think so.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
A lot has changed. So what's going on with you now?
Just playing music still.
Playing music, and I know you got new music getting ready to come out.
Yeah, so it's actually already out. So I just released an EP, 5 songs, released at the end of March on March 28th, I think. But anyway, it's out there everywhere you can listen to your music. That's the first thing I've released under my own name.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no band name this time.
So it's my own solo artist stuff. Recorded it all in my basement. Played every instrument that you hear on it.
Wow.
Very cool.
It's not commercially perfect, but it's pretty cool. It's something I'm proud of.
Well, nowadays that rough cut sound is really what's in that. It is popular, I guess. Nowadays is that, I guess how to phrase that, but it is very popular in that genre of country, or that branch of country, that rough cut is, very popular and
rough around the edges.
A little rough around the edges, country music in general, it's always been a little rough around the edges. It was never this perfect produced thing, and it just kind of generated that way over time. But
there is such a thing as overproduced.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I think so, to the point of where country music starts to sound poppy, as they say. And,
right.
But like we said, real country music is still out there. You just got to know where to find it.
Exactly.
And you said, of course, last time you were with us, you was with Cosmic Strangers. You had the band, and we was talking about aliens and things like that.
The fun videos.
Yeah.
And you said now this new EP, you say, is more traditional country.
Yeah, it's closer to traditional. Some may call it Americana. There's different names for it, I guess. But,
well, that's what we are. We are Americana.
It's got pedal steel in it, a bit of dobro, and some mandolin.
And you played all of it? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just to have that talent.
Yeah.
when you can write the songs and play every instrument on it and record it and produce it just yourself, you save a lot of money that way, don't you?
Yeah. I'm a man of many trades, but master of none.
Yeah.
Well, aren't we all?
I can do a lot of things okay.
Well, you got me beat, because I don't do many good either. So I can't even say I do things well.
I was going to say, I don't even have that repertoire for well.
I am the commercial for it'll do.
Close enough for government.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It'll do. It'll do. If it breaks again, I'll fix it later.
Yeah.
So good thing, good thing that duct tape and zip ties, they hold up for a while.
Yeah.
So that's why I fix everything.
Oh Lord. Well, hello to Turkey Hunting. I'm not sure who that is, but hello to you. He finally got to meet Beth. Beth Travers.
Beth is a hoot.
She is
a rock star.
Yes, she is. We love her.
Absolutely.
Well, Zach brought us gifts.
I know. I saw them. I'm like, I like
more
those.
stickers.
I love those.
Southern music.
I love the eagle taking flight across the moon.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's more for our fridge.
That's right. So, because we started out, we was putting stickers on our coolers. Yeah. Problem was they started falling off. Oh, yeah, every time we go to the beach, you get sand or something, they'd fall off. And I'm like, I hate to lose these stickers. So we started putting them on the fridge. Yeah. So, and then the idea is once that fridge dies, that will then become a safe. So it'll always be with us. I had a friend, that's what he did. He took old refrigerators and turned them into gun safes.
Wow.
So like, there we go.
That's pretty genius too.
So that's what we'll do is whenever that kicks the bucket, that'll just be our safe.
There you go.
So, because they're already fireproof.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, a refrigerator is fireproof.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know.
And it's got a seal.
You didn't know it either?
It's got a seal and it's waterproof.
Yeah. So it won't melt?
Huh?
It won't melt?
The outside will get burnt, but the stuff on the inside will be okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't know that, did you?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle.
Survival 101. You may do.
I knew the trick about the dishwasher.
So you may suffocate in one, but you won't burn up.
Right. So Michelle, the ambassador, says if you have an extra sticker, she would love for us to bring her one
up to Memphis
to the rendezvous, so she can put it on her bar out there.
I'll give y'all a few.
All right.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
For the BAR.
That's right. She didn't know it either.
What's that?
Their refrigerators were fireproof.
Okay.
You're a genius.
Well, I've been around a little bit, It's what happens when you work around a bunch of firefighters for a living.
That's true.
You learn things.
I guess if your house is on fire, you can't get out. Jump in the fridge.
Yeah, like I said, you'll suffocate to death, but you won't burn up.
Right.
They'll at least have appropriate body for burial.
Well, sadly enough, I've been in 3 of them, and looking back,
Knock on wood.
right,
Your refrigerator always survived.
it did.
There you go.
Wow, look, my mind is blown. Oh, Moni needs one in Canada too for the car window.
Okay.
We're on it.
There you go. Next thing you know, you're going to be international now because
That's right.
We got them heading to Canada.
Yep.
So, matter of fact, the hippie chick will be heading to Canada soon
Yeah, we can just send
to
it with her.
Verona, so she could transport them up there.
Yeah.
How about that? See how
Nice.
things come together. Plans just work out.
That's right.
When things are meant to be, they're meant to be.
That's right.
So,
Well, Zach has agreed to give us some.
all
for
right.
y'all.
Well, he's a nice guy.
I know.
So tell us about the songs and stuff that you got coming up. I mean, what was the process and that you went into writing and deciding what songs you wanted to put on this album? And
Yeah. Well, some of them I had been holding on to since back in the Cosmic Stranger days. Just seems like I've always had a back pocket full of songs throughout the years. And but yeah, so once the band kind of dissolved, I sat around and kind of thought what direction I wanted to head, and decided to go with the solo artist venture because I felt my songs were more personal, related to me. I just seemed to write that way, and so come up with a few here and there, and decided these were the 5 I liked. I wanted to throw a cover in there, so there's a Willie Nelson cover
Nice.
in there. So bonus points if you can figure out which one it is.
ah,
It's kind of a deep cut.
well,
yeah?
if you say Willie Nelson and deep cut, I'm out. Because my knowledge of his catalog is very, very limited.
But yeah, I just kind of, the first little group of songs, I kind of just wanted to tell my story a little bit. So there's a song about growing up in the Bible Belt. The song's called Bible Belt. There's a song about songwriting. It's called Life of a Poet. There's a song.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's very sad. There's a song about meeting my wife called Horse-Headed Nowhere. And then there's another one. There's a song about traveling called The Last Buffalo.
Oh, very cool.
And then there's a Willie Nelson cover, too.
Very cool.
I kind of wanted to, like, put my little story out there a little bit, kind of like a concept album of my life.
Yeah, those titles are fabulous.
Yeah, and it's just like a little piece of each, like
Yeah.
sprinkled along there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, and I can't wait to be able to hear some of this. Hopefully, we're going to be able to hear some here tonight.
Yeah, I'll play a couple.
Nice. So
I love it. It's going to definitely. So those titles are some that really grab your attention. If you just hear the title, I'm like, oh, now I want to hear the song.
yeah,
Just based on what it's titled.
Hopefully,
'cause especially-
hopefully it don't disappoint.
No.
especially when you give the title and you tell what the song's about, you're like, now I'm interested how that worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So like Horse-Headed Nowhere.
yeah.
I got an idea, but I'm interested.
Yeah.
My curiosity is piqued.
That's really cool. I love that.
I got the idea for that one because I told my wife when I met her, I was just kind of in a place in my life where I wasn't doing anything. I was just kind of stagnant. And so I said I was just like a horse standing in a field, just horse headed nowhere.
Wow.
in the song it says she jumped on and took us to somewhere.
Wow. Isn't it cool how some of these just analogies that you just come out of your mouth and you don't even think nothing about it, circle back around, and you're like, hey, I can use that. Mm-hmm. So
you're starting to understand the process a little bit now.
Yeah, and that's
the songwriting
and that's what we was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I told him that, you know, process I went through, and I says, I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but it gave me a taste of be able to see what the process is,
right,
and how that back and forth works, and that whole creative process. So,
yep.
So if anything, it was an education, and to learn what these guys really do, which give me even more respect for what you guys do, because I don't know how you do it consistently, because you don't know how long it took me to come up with the one thing I had, and you guys are just boom, 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 can put them out there like, you know, nobody's business.
Sometimes.
Well, that's it. For you to have a whole back pocket of songs like that, for anybody to, it just is amazing to me.
Yeah.
How you guys can, and the way that you guys, I say you guys, but songwriters, how y'all, I don't know, you just, the way you phrase things and the terms that you use to explain things and the way that you can create that visual just with your words is just amazing.
Yeah. And that's a lot of what I talk about in Life of a Poet. On here is, you know, the times when you don't have any ideas and when you're not coming up with anything new, you just, like, depression starts setting in. And anxiety, and you're just like, am I ever going to come up with something again?
That writer's block.
Yeah.
Almost like an author of a book, how they start panicking.
I always have to tell myself the Hemingway quote that I like, which is when he had writer's block, he just simply told himself, you wrote before, you'll write again. Stop worrying about it.
There you go. Yeah.
I could imagine, though, if you're in that area where you're under deadlines, where you have to crank out X amount of songs in X amount of time, and then all of a sudden that block sets in, and then I can see where it would quickly become panic.
Yeah.
Because you got deadlines coming.
Yeah.
And unless you have good code writers, I can see how the panic would happen.
Yeah, and for you that's doing it all on your own,
Yeah.
you're doing the writing and the instruments and the producing and everything. Yeah, that really would stress you out, I think.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you're recording yourself, you're about ready to pull your hair out by the end.
I can imagine.
It's not good enough.
Now, have you been playing these songs live to get audience reaction to these?
Yeah. So all my shows I've been doing under my name. I've been, putting these songs through the rounds, and seem to be getting a good response. So it's pretty cool to see everybody digging the songs. And
well, and it always seemed like that. You whether it was with the band or I can see you guys always had a following, and you have those loyal people that are going to support you no matter what you're doing. So they're excited to see a new part of your career, to see it actually transition into something else. And if anything, as a fan, you're excited to see, hey, what are they going to bring to the table now that they're not connected with these 4 or 5 guys? What are they doing here on their own? I want with their creative process. So you get to bring out a little bit more of your personality, because like I said, it's a lot more personal than when you're writing for a band, where a lot of guys has got to try to relate to that song in order to make the performance.
yeah.
So,
Well, speaking of all that new music and you being on your own, how would you like to play a couple for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get guitar tuned up a little bit.
Perfect. He's gonna play.
I figured we was leading up to that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You just
Listen, it is time.
let's do it. Let's do it now.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. How about let's give him an opportunity to tune up his guitar.
Okay.
And then we'll deal with that, right?
All right, that'll
All right.
work.
So how about let's just play a little bit of music, and then we'll be back, and once we get the guitar all tuned up here. So how about let's go get a little sun drunk. Here's the Wreck Laws.
Let's load up the cooler with some ice and sweet tea. Hitch up the trailer with a couple jet skis. Everybody's meeting at the shack in the dunes, cracking the beers, yeah, cranking the tunes.
We're getting sun-drunk, soaking up the rays in a permanent haze. We're getting sun-drunk, everybody's getting hotter. Must be something in the water. Getting sun-drunk, oh yeah. So girls, grab your bikinis, your flip-flops and shades, 'cause that's all we're wearing. The boys like it that way. Their heads on a swivel when we walk down the beach. This one's got a tan and he's as sweet as a peach. We're getting sun-drunk, soaking up the rays in a permanent haze. We're getting sun-drunk, everybody's getting hotter. Must be something in the water. Getting sun-drunk.
Late at night when the sun goes down, we keep the party going till it comes back around.
We're getting sun-drunk, soaking up the rays in a permanent haze. We're getting sun-drunk, everybody's getting hotter. Must be something in the water. Getting sun-drunk, laying in the sunshine, soaking up the rays in a permanent haze. We're getting sun-drunk, baby, it's you. Everybody's getting hotter. Must be something in the water. Getting sun-drunk. Oh, oh,
Hey y'all, it's your boy Butter here from the show Real Life with Butter and the band Trailer Choir. You should do what I do and tune into Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou on TikiManRadio.com. That's Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Island Time. Holla!
Rode out of New York City, heading south to Tennessee. Pulled off the road in Pittsburgh, that's always home to me. Sip shine in West Virginia, till none of us can see. From Charleston to Louisville, it's all a blur to me. When those wheels stop turning, it's time for us to play. Tune 'em up, roll on out. Here we go again. It's all about a party. It's all about a good time. It's all about the girls on the dance floor shaking that thing. It's so fine. It's all about the guitar. Crank it up real loud. It's all about letting go tonight and going wild. Ain't about where, ain't about how. It's about now. It's all about a party. It's all about a party. I see familiar faces, one or two old friends. You all are looking good tonight. You pack this place again. down low. Raise your glass up in the air, get ready, here we go. It's all about a party. It's all about a good time. It's all about the girls on the dance floor shaking that thing, it's so fine. It's all about the guitar, crank it up real loud. It's all about letting go tonight and going wild. Ain't about where, ain't about how, it's about now. It's all about a party. It's all about a party. It's all about a good time. It's all about the girls on the dance floor shaking that thing, it's so fine. It's all about the guitar, crank it up real loud. It's all about hands in the air, come on now, let's get wild. Ain't about where, ain't about how, it's about now. It's all about a party. It's all about a party.
Oh yeah, it's all about a party. That is a blast from the past for us.
Yeah, it is.
Out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that is the Stickers. Of course, we used to watch them live every year at Jamboree in the Hills.
That's right.
So
They're still out there touring too.
They always bring a party. That's
yeah,
for
they
sure.
do. They're a lot of fun, and they're a super talented group of guys.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna try something here.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Close your eyes. Oh, there we go. Look at
look at
that.
Wait a minute. Now I got to scoot over a little bit more, though, because I don't want to be in Zach's spotlight here.
I don't know about spotlight.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
It's all you.
The floor is yours, sir.
All right. So I'll start us out here on Bible Belt. This is the first track on the EP. This is about where I grew up. You know, they call it the Bible Belt in the South, and I always thought it was kind of funny that the devil's still just as alive and well down here as he is anywhere else, you know.
That's right.
And there's a Baptist church on every street.
Right?
So that's kind of what this song's about. It's a little dark, but it's not nothing bad.
All right.
Get these headphones situated here. Well, I grew up in the Bible Belt where the book don't sit on no shelf, and you say prayers before you lay down to sleep. But even in the Bible Belt, things go down and make you feel like hell. The wolves prey upon the sheep. Mama, she was our matriarch, kept us in line, made us toe the mark. But I was my daddy's son. A belly full of fire and ready to run, a fast car and a loaded gun, with no good sense of judgment in my head. She said, you better say your prayers tonight, 'cause the devil's waiting on the other side. And even in the Bible Belt, life can be a living hell. Ain't it funny how bad choice will keep you up with that little voice that tells you you done something wrong? And you can't
cross the bridges burn, when you're setting fires everywhere you turn, and when you're too naive to care. Well, she had long, dark, flowing hair and a gypsy smile that filled the air. Said she was needing a lift. But just when she got in the truck, she turned to him and pulled her gun and left him laying in the ditch. She said, you better say your prayers tonight, because the devil's waiting on the other side. And even in the Bible Belt, life can be a living hell. Looking back at me, he's old and tired with crooked teeth, and he don't look like anyone I know. Just a hollow version of my old self, lost somewhere within these hills, and where he is, heaven only knows.
Love that.
I'm gonna tell you what. I was sitting here having all kinds of visions.
I was seeing Hank Jr. That's what I was seeing.
I was thinking you need to get that submitted for a soundtrack to a TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Like Landman.
That'd be good on like Yellowstone or
Yellowstone,
Yeah.
Landman. I think that would be like perfect.
Yeah.
There.
Or Reacher.
Or-
You're
Not necessarily Reacher.
Yeah,
I
I
get
think so.
I get Western vibes
Yeah.
when I hear that. Like I do. I get the Western vibe. You know, the dusty trail and stuff. Like I said, I'm like, you know, Yellowstone or Landman or one of those Tyler Sheridan kind of vibes there.
we
Because
go make a new show, we can pitch that on.
There you go. There you go.
well, he's got to finish one eventually, right?
Yeah.
So I think he just finished 1923. They said there is not going to be another one, so we'll have to see.
My vote, I didn't like the ending.
No?
No. I stopped watching it whenever let's see, they were lost on a boat, and then we had to wait 2 years.
Yeah.
I lost interest in that 2 years. I have ADD, and so Tyler Sheridan's shows are not somebody with ADD because we lose interest. You keep us waiting more than a month for another episode, you lost us. We're done. Bye bye.
Well, Callie agrees with Landman. He says Landman is this.
There you go.
Yeah.
I do like Landman.
There you go. I could see that. I could see that soundtrack. Yeah. So
I'm a big Billy Bob fan.
there you go.
Are you?
Yeah.
I do think I know you could probably hear it. I think you have a hit there. I really do.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I like that a lot.
that the story. It tells the story.
Yeah.
It definitely.
And
And
Flaz said the same thing. Flaz said a story told.
yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that, and there's kind of that I guess that tortured soul kind of
Yeah.
sound that comes out of that, and I like it.
I love
I
it.
do.
Thank you.
So now, how long was the process of coming up with that and writing it? Was it something that came to you pretty quickly, or something that took a lot of time?
I'd say the idea came pretty quick. I mean, I don't really recall what got me started on Bible Belt. I've always known of that my whole life. They say you grew up in Bible Belt.
Right.
But, I mean, I started working on it in a song probably a couple years ago. And it's really been a slow process. It started out completely different than how it is now. And,
As things a lot of times happen.
yeah, and then I started working on this story, and which is what got me started on it is somebody was murdered down on a river under a bridge close to where I live.
Okay.
And so I kind of got to thinking of that made up
Oh.
story of how it happened,
Uh-huh.
and worked on it, polished it, kept on, working on melodies and stuff, and finally got something what it is now.
Yeah, and I like that analogy. He lives in the Bible Belt, but the devil is alive and well.
Yeah.
So that is that torture. I do. I like it, and I'm telling you, you need to submit that because I can hear that playing on a TV show and sound as a soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do.
Maybe somebody out here listening can get us on a TV show.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Anybody that knows Tyler Sheridan, please stand up. Give us a call. I say that. We say that laughingly, but we've often said that we are one connection away from so many famous people and have never met the famous people.
Yeah.
Our luck, we're talking to somebody, goes, I'll just give Tyler a call here.
Right.
Who knows?
Well, it happened to me one time. We had a guest here.
Yeah.
Jet Juergensmeyer. And everybody knows I'm in love with Neil McCoy. And so we were talking about something, and she wasn't name dropping or anything, but Jet's mom happened to say that Jet played a festival that Neil played at. And so, of course, I had to go crazy about, I love him.
She fangirled for a minute.
I did. And when I fangirled, she kind of chuckled and she said, yeah, he's a really nice guy. And she said, we know him and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I know him too, but not like that. Like, I just know him. And so I just kind of took it with a grain of salt. And then Jet was in here playing. And when we walked out for a break, his mom showed me the phone. She was on the phone with Neil.
Sitting there texting him.
And I'm like, oh, my God.
No, she knows him.
Yeah, she knows him way more than I know him. And so I thought, so that was one of the things. We were like, you just never know. So if anybody out there knows Taylor Sheridan, hook Zach up.
We got a song for him.
That's right.
That's right. So that is awesome. I do like that. I do.
Yeah. And when I said Reacher, it's because I can see that, because he always goes after the people that. Have you ever seen that show? Brian's got hooked on it now, huh?
I think we watched it like the first season or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just finished the third season. Yeah. It doesn't have that Reacher feel.
But hear me out.
So and
although I've only watched Reacher like 3 times.
Callie got Texas. That Texas
it does have a
setting,
Texas.
that dusty Texas setting is what comes to mind when he's singing that, and Callie's got it right there. That Callie, he's got the same vision I got. So.
Yep, he does.
So.
He does.
That's dangerous that we think alike.
I know. If you've ever heard some of the things Callie says, it is really dangerous that you two think alike.
He's my brother from another mother.
Right.
But yeah, you're getting a lot of positive comments there.
Cool, thank you.
So yes, Flash. I love ballads. So
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm trying to get the.
Are you catching up on the chat?
Yeah, I'm just catching up here on the chat real quick.
Well, everybody is loving the song. Moni up in Canada is loving it, and we are certainly looking forward to hearing more. Callie agrees with Landman. He said he loves it in Texas.
Cool.
He likes Galveston. I've never been there.
Oh, yeah?
No, but I have a dream of going to Longview.
I'm not going to.
Just saying.
I just heard one of our friends, and I can't remember which one, is playing in Longview, Texas, coming up.
Stop it.
Oh, I believe it was Tyson.
Stop it.
When I believe it was when he was talking last night that he was touring around, going to different places. I believe that was him that said Longview.
Listen, there's a road trip coming. Just saying. So I have to tell you the story. So that's where Neil McCoy lives, and he's in Longview, Texas, and. I was talking, so I do case management. Well, now I do training, but at the time I was doing case management, and I had to call people, and everything I do is from home. And so I was calling to follow up with this gentleman who was in the hospital, and he had come home. So I was calling and I was chit-chatting, making sure he was doing okay. And as we're talking, I have to verify, of course, their address and all of that stuff. And he says Longview, Texas.
So immediately, she goes into fangirl mode.
I did. And so I said, oh, that's interesting. My favorite country singer's from there, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, let me guess, Neil McCoy. And I said, yes, sir. So I don't know how big Longview is. I still don't know how big Longview is. But he says, oh, yeah, he has a ranch down here. He lives about 2 miles down the road from me. So, of course.
She's going, okay, so what's this guy's address?
So I may or may not.
No HIPAA violations were taken, trust me.
That's right. No HIPAA violations were made. However, I may or may not have some random address written on a little sheet of paper in my desk. Just saying.
No wonder
It's
you're
bad, Zach. It's really bad.
no wonder you're wanting to buy a camper and hit the road.
No, but that would be great too. That's not why, but believe it or not, that did not even enter my mind.
Shocker.
I know. But if we're talking about moving north, we got to head south for a minute first. Just saying.
Now you just let the cat out of the bag that we're talking about moving north.
Listen, you done told everybody.
Well, things eventually happen. You just don't have control. As the Tiki Man says, life happens in 5-year increments.
Right.
And, we're in our 5th year here and doing this, and we've been here in almost 9 years.
Yeah.
So it's time just travels, and all of our kids are moving away.
Yep.
So the last one, we thought they were going to be moving in the fall, but God has a sense of humor, and that may happen sooner.
Right.
So we may be complete empty nesters down here with actually nobody sooner than we think. So
know, right?
you don't know. We never know what's going to happen, what we're doing. We take it day by day.
Zach, you and Slayton are going to have to come visit us more often. We won't have anybody else coming over.
we
Kids are all going to be gone.
We need to adopt a couple of kids.
I'm supposed to probably going to be headed up to New York next year to play.
Oh, really?
Nice.
That's awesome.
Met a guy at a show this past weekend that's booked some stuff up there. So
That's
I'll
fantastic.
go wherever they'll have me.
Right?
Well, we know some places in Ohio along the way, and we have friends that could tell you some places, and
I see.
between all the connections that we have around the country and around the world, we could probably find some locations for people to play.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's what we're working on, isn't it?
It is. It is. We're working on doing some booking stuff.
Yeah.
Not my favorite part of entertainment, but
It's one that's got to be done.
one that's got to be done.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, Uncle Alex.
Well, hello. I heard he's coming back.
Yeah.
And maybe back by the weekend. Did I understand that right?
Yep. He just said should be back in Tennessee Friday evening.
Well.
Yep.
What are we going to? What we have survived without Uncle Alex.
We did.
Barely. Barely.
We did.
So, well, what else you got for us?
Yeah. Let's see here. I'll do the Horse-Headed Nowhere song.
Nice.
Seem to like that.
Yeah.
I love the title. I love the premise. So I'm interested to see how you work that.
All right. Hopefully it don't disappoint. I've been beat down and busted most of my life. A hard one to hold with a fateful demise. In an ocean of whiskey, almost pulled under. An ornery old man, a dime drunker. Then he jumped on my horse, headed nowhere. Cinched up and took us to somewhere. He brought me in and he stitched up my scars and traded my guns for a loving heart. I think back to the time before I was found, raising hell on the plains of this little town.
the saddle so long I began to sing from the wounds of my past, the things I'd seen. Then he jumped on my horse, headed nowhere, cinched up and took us to somewhere. He brought me in and he stitched up my scars and traded my guns for a loving heart. I woke up in places I don't even know. I danced with the devil till I wore out my soles. I left broken hearts all over creation till you tossed your rope on a heart that was sinking. Then you jumped on my horse, headed nowhere, cinched up and took us to somewhere. You brought me in and you stitched up my scars and traded my guns for a loving heart. Yes, you traded my guns for a loving heart.
All right. I like it.
I do too.
There you go.
Thank you. I do too. Callie said that song was like a sermon for the soul.
It was.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can.
nice.
However, I can't see some guys going, I ain't giving my damn guns up for nobody.
It's a metaphor.
He didn't give them up either, but yeah. Yeah, I know Zach enough to know he didn't give them up.
I do live in Georgia.
Yes, you do. Well, yeah, a lot of people is very much digging that.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank y'all.
So if the first two songs we've heard is any indication of the rest of the EP,
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait to get it. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Sadly, we haven't gotten it yet, so we will be getting it.
We will be having it.
We'll have it by the end of the week.
Once I get in here in the studio and actually start getting things caught up.
Right.
I was looking at some of the things that
Well, you can do it in the studio. I'm going to put it on my phone.
Oh, yeah. But I'm going to get it in the studio and get it on rotation here.
Well,
so,
yeah.
But yeah, I've looked and seen there's a lot of things that I have overlooked or haven't gotten done, or I've kind of fallen behind on because I've had other projects going on, and between trying to I got a lot of irons in the fire. And like I say, my full-time job really gets in the way of all the things I like to do as my passions, and it really takes up majority of the time, which really sucks. So, it's like when I get home, it's like, okay, so I got very limited time. So which project do I want to work on?
Right.
If I want to go get my walk in, I'll go get my walk in. But then when I come back, then I know I only got like an hour before, it's time to go to bed because I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, you kind of look for the weekends to do that. But then come the weekend, hey, you want to go do things.
They say that if you want something done, talk to the busy people. They're the ones who never waste a moment.
Well,
And I found that to be true.
I don't feel like I'm wasting much time.
Well, we do, though.
But sometimes you got to take some time for yourself.
I know.
Or else you don't have much time.
I know. But
Because I also know some busy people who are very burnt out.
that is true.
Yeah.
You know what? So Callie has a really interesting story.
Oh yeah.
So he said came home from after the military, got on his motorcycle and drifted around the western states as a lost soul. He met his wife in a dry cleaners and traded his guns for a heart.
Oh.
So that's why that song touches him so much.
Well, he can relate to it, and that's the thing about all great songs is, even though it's personal for you, how many people you eventually will find out that it can also resonate and they can find a part of that song that actually they can relate to, and
I didn't even think about it being as like a military side of it, but
I didn't either. But
that does make a lot of sense. And I'm glad that connected with him.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that say they're a lost soul, or they're just they're going nowhere, they have no
trying to find their
way, and I can definitely have been there.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways can relate to it as well. So that's what makes a great song is being able to be relatable, even though it is so personal to you. You find out that, hey, a lot of people have lived life just the same as you have, and can find things in common and relate the same way to things that you write, which I think as a songwriter would just be so cool to be able to tell people, have people look at you and go, I can relate to that as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I like
awesome.
it, the way that you wrote it. There, like you said, you never thought of the military perspective. The way that you wrote that song leaves it open to allow folks to fit their own situation.
Mo says her husband just gets in her way.
Oh, no, Moni said that. Moni said that, yeah.
Sorry. Moni.
That's okay.
So,
and
I gotta get the bifocals focused in here.
But Mo did say that her full-time gets in the way too, B-Dawg. Her full-time job.
Really? Because I'd like to know. I was starting to think she didn't have a full-time job, because every time I turn around, she's traveling here, traveling there, at a ball game or something. I'm like, unless that's her job, I'll take that.
Right?
I'll take that. But no, I'm joking, Mo. I know that you work, and you work very, very hard. But
work hard, play hard.
She does. You want to talk about busy and never slow down? I think
Mo.
I think Mo is that definition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, do we have time for another song before Mr. Leo?
Let's see. How about let's go to Joe, and then we'll come back, and then we will get into some more music. But this week we have a brand new travel minute. Once I find it here, because this one Joe is very proud of. So
good.
Because Joe is going to give you a tour of a cruise ship.
And now it is time for the award-winning JBL Travel Minute with Joe Leo, the JBL Travel Group. JBL Travel Group is the official travel company of Tiki Man Radio. You can reach out to Joe at 732-831-5200. And now get ready to learn something new about travel. Take it away, Joe.
Good morning, everybody. It's Joe Leo with the JBL Travel Group with this week's Travel Minute. And this week what I want to do is I want to talk about the brand new Norwegian Aqua that I had the opportunity to be on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's a brand new ship. It was docked in New York for a few days, and I was one of the invited guests to be on the ship to experience it for the first time before it sets sail on its maiden voyage. So I can't tell you about the whole ship, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little video of what's called Indulge Food Hall, which is a new concept. Most of the ships have like specialty restaurants and, of course, the main dining room and the buffets. But this particular ship has what they call Indulge Food Hall, and I'm going to take you there right now. So hang on. Here we go. So welcome to Indulge Food Hall. This is a new concept that has redefined casual dining at sea. It's a food hall. And it has kind of like what you would see in a mall. It has multiple stations. It has common seating areas. And there are iPads at different stations so that you can order from a variety of restaurants. Just to give you an idea, there's a tapas restaurant, of course, that has small flavor-packed Spanish foods. There's the Garden, which specializes in, fresh, wholesome options for lunch and dinner, salads, vegetables. and those kinds of things. Then there's Plantaire, which is a plant-based restaurant with a variety of healthy, flavorful options for lunch and dinner that focus on plant-based bowls like grains and roasted vegetables and plant-based proteins. Then there's Noodles. Now, this is anybody that's a noodle lover. This has a global selection of noodle dishes like pad thai with shrimp, Singapore street noodles, and also Chinese beef noodle soup. And then for people who want some Italian options, there's what's called pesto gnocchi, which is a nice alternative Italian type pasta. There's the Latin Quarter, which kind of self-explanatory. That gives you Latin American flavors and a mix of like street foods and traditional Latin dishes. There's the Q Texas Smokehouse, which again is self-explanatory and is basically Southern barbecue dishes. There's Seaside Rotisserie, which specializes in all types of rotisserie meats. And then there's Tamara, which is the Indulged Food Hall Indian cuisine. So this is a brand new concept. It's only available right now on their new ships, the Prima, the Viva, and now this ship, the Aqua. Anyway, I was just a quick a tour of just one of the things that I saw on the ship this week. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions about the new Norwegian ships, the Prima, the Viva, or the Aqua, please give me a call at 732-831-5200. Be glad to talk to you more about it. Check my social media pages because we're going to be putting up videos. I already put up a bunch of videos, but I'll be putting up some more that are going to show the cabins and all that good stuff. So enjoy the rest of your day. This has been Joe Leo with this week's JBL Travel Minute. Talk to you real soon. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Joe. You've been listening to the award-winning JBL Travel Minute with Joe Leo, winner of the 2024 Magellan Awards of Excellence. Each week, Joe takes you through the ins and outs of the travel industry and gives you ideas about travel that you never even thought about. If you're looking to take a trip, book a cruise, or a special event, then reach out to Joe Leo at JBL Travel Group at 732-831-5200, the official travel company of Tiki Man Radio.
Hey everybody, Tiki Man here. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you're enjoying the video. Do us a favor, hit the like button down there. Make sure you subscribe and you hit the little bell. That really does help us out tremendously and allows us to keep doing what we do here at Tiki Man Radio. Thanks for being a part of Tiki Man Radio. Back to the show.
Case of cans, got a cold one in my hand. Got that good sun, getting hotter. Got a pole, got a bobber, just add water. That's all you need. A lake, a pool, a pond, or a creek, whatever puts a smile on your face. Find your happy place. Just add water. Just add water. Got
way out in the middle of nowhere. Or get yourself in a bind, lose the shirt off your back. Need a floor, need a couch, need a bus fare. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the cream is gonna rise. This is what you really didn't know. This is where the truth don't lie. You find out who your friends are. Somebody's gonna drop everything, run out and crank up their car. Hit the gas, get there fast, never stop to think what's in it for me. Or it's way too far. They just show on up with their big old heart. You find out who your friends are. Everybody wants to slap your back, wants to shake your hand when you're up on top of that mountain. But let one of those rocks give way, then you slide back down, look up and see who's around then. This ain't where the road comes to an end. This ain't where the bandwagon stops. This is just one of those times when a lot of folks jump off. You find out who your friends are. Somebody's gonna drop everything, run out and crank up their car. Hit the gas, get there fast, never stop to think what's in it for me. Or it's way too far. They just show on up with that big old heart. You find out who your friends are. When the water's high, when the weather's not so fair, when the well runs dry, who's gonna be there? You find out who your friends are. Somebody's gonna drop everything, run out and crank up their car. Hit the gas, get there fast, never stop to think what's in it for me. Oh, it's way too far. They just show on up with their big old heart. You find out who your friends are. Yeah, yeah. You find out who your friends are. Run your car on the side of the road, get stuck in a ditch, swing out in the middle of nowhere. Man, I've been there. Get yourself in a bind, lose a shirt off your back. Need a floor, need a couch, need a bus fare. Man, I've been there.
You find out who your friends are. We got a lot of good ones too. So that goes out to Callie McCool by request. See, I am a DJ at heart, and if you like that kind of putting out that request kind of vibe, you should subscribe to my TikTok, because that's exactly what I do when I go live. I do requests and kind of DJ and kind of do that old school request and dedication kind of thing on my TikTok. So you guys should check that out. So.
That's right.
All right, now back to the man of the hour. Let me get over here. And boom. All right, there we go.
Zoom again.
Yeah. So what do you got for us?
Well, I figure I'll do Last Buffalo. That's a one that everybody seems to like.
Okay.
This is a one kind of about just, it's really, so let me just tell you the backstory.
Okay.
So I wrote this song. I was out in Colorado with my wife, and we were staring at this buffalo in a field by itself. And I was just kind of thinking, you know, like, wow, there used to be millions of them out here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He probably thinks he's the last of his kind, you know. And so I kind of resonated with that for a little bit. And so I wrote a song about kind of being the last of your kind. But it's also, you know, like I said, it's my travel song, you know,
Mm-hmm.
where I was in Colorado for a couple weeks with my wife. It's pretty fun. But yeah, so everybody seems to like this song, so I think I'll do it.
Okay.
used to walk these plains with all of my friends before the man brought it all to an end. But that was a long, long time ago. A memory buried inside my soul. Now I'm surrounded by different breed. They don't look the same, they don't like me. Like the last buffalo on the prairie, it won't be long till I'm a memory. Well, I'm the last of my kind in this town, bound to roam till I'm taken down. All the guns are pointed at me now. I'm the last buffalo in this town. Well, I don't recognize the language they speak, and their songs got a different beat. I'm the last of a dying breed, pushed to the side for a new society. Well, I'm the last of my kind in this town, bound to roam till I'm taken down. All the guns are pointed at me now. I'm the last buffalo in this town. They all walk with a different strut. Ain't got no soul, ain't got no love. I'm staring down a barrel now. I'm the last buffalo.
Very nice.
I love it.
Okay, I take that back. You have two songs going to Taylor Sheridan now. So, 'cause-
That's right.
Yeah, I love that. How can I say?
You made him speechless.
No.
That never happens.
Got the Western vibes going.
A gritty Western vibe, I
Yeah.
guess. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that one definitely has a Western.
So yeah,
Yeah.
two. We got two going to Taylor Sheridan. We just need to figure out how to get it there. So,
That's right.
so we'll figure it out. I'm sure we know somebody who knows somebody.
So the ambassador said she really likes that song.
Awesome.
So yeah.
It seems to be a crowd favorite every time I play it. And I'm not really sure why. Like, I don't think myself that it's like this great song, but like, it just, everybody seems to resonate with it, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, because it's, you know, the last of your kind. And I guess
Well, I mean,
a lot of people feel that way.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you know,
There's a lot of old souls around.
well, for us, we're just old. Okay, so we talk about that all the time. You know, because you know we are from the famed Generation X.
Yes.
And as time goes on, you know, and a lot of people, you know, we've had a lot of friends and stuff that we've lost along the way, and you know, you come very so obvious of your mortality becomes more and more evident as you get older, so you can relate in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of like one of those things of, we are a dying breed in a lot of ways.
Yep.
So, and in a lot of ways, we're are getting kind of pushed to the side for a new society, a new digital age that didn't exist when we were kids, So.
And really, I guess every generation kind of feels like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Every generation feels like they are the last to really appreciate or to really experience certain things,
But the one thing we can say about our generation,
what?
We are the last generation that knows what life was like without technology.
That is true.
Hey, I remember a little bit.
So.
Do you? You're that old?
Hey, I remember.
You'd be a millennial, wouldn't you?
I don't really know what they call it.
What year was you born?
90.
90. So not a millennial.
Oh, you could be my son.
Well.
But yes, you do remember a little bit of no technology.
I remember like it being a big deal to have a microwave.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Which
so
I know I'm not.
He's X adjacent.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a phone till I was 16, and that was a flip phone.
Oh yeah. So
we didn't even really have like smartphones till I was out of high school, maybe.
Yeah.
I remember. Do you remember whenever the cell phones? Well, I was in high school, so maybe not, or right out. But do you remember when the cell phones for the cars, you carried them in a bag?
I was going to
the
say,
bag
my
phone.
dad had
Those
a
came
bag
out in
phone.
the scary thing is those came out in the 1970s. Isn't that
But
scary?
in our little town, it didn't though.
Right. See,
we
that's-
got it in like
Yeah.
90
See, that's
or
the other
91,
thing.
somewhere in there.
And that's the other caveat, and too, and maybe a little bit of why you remember a lot of that too, is because we grew up country.
Yeah, it didn't
So,
have the country.
so
until
Yeah.
later on.
country folk are a little behind the times, of the big cities. So that it kind of extends out into your generation. Because I know my kids. They know what this life was like without technology because, well, number one, we couldn't afford it.
Right.
So they were pretty much adults on their own before they got to see their first cell phone and
Yeah.
everything. So I was 24.
I was going to say,
By the time I got my first cell phone, I was 24.
I had a child already. Yeah.
I remember having to call my mom's pager.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did
Did
have.
you do the collect call?
We would have to put 911 if it was emergency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
There's a commercial out now where they're talking about the man calls his dad collect, and he says,
No, that was from back in the day.
yeah, but it's funny because that's what we used to do. Like there was a payphone in our school, and so when the basketball game was over or whatever, and I needed my parents to come pick me up, we would call collect because I didn't have a quarter. So we would call, or a dime, I think at that point. So we would call collect, and they would say, please state your name. And I would say, ball game's over. And then they would deny the charges, and then I would
Come and pick her up.
pick me up. And there's a commercial that was out about that where the guy is saying,
This is Bob, it's a boy.
yeah, this is Bob, it's a boy. So,
The old lady's like, what? And he goes, Bob called, they had a baby. It's a boy.
yeah.
I remember getting dropped off at the movies and having to call the payphone to call my mom to come pick me up when we were done at
Yep.
the mall.
Yep.
Because the movie theater was in the mall, so we would just go in the mall, hang out, go to the movies.
Yeah.
And I always had to have a quarter or something on me to call home.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I remember, like I said, I had a pager long before I had a cell phone. So.
Yeah, I never got the pager, but I do remember.
The pagers were a big deal.
Oh, it was.
I'll tell you a funny story about all the technology and stuff is so you remember when the Bluetooths were popular? Everybody had the little Bluetooth thing in their ear.
Oh, yeah, the little Star Trek Spock thing. Yeah.
That she hates.
Oh, the Bluetooth
So
things.
when that was popular, my dad, he does a construction business, so he's on the phone all the time, but he had one in his ear constantly, forever. Now he's getting where he can't hear, and I'm like, you need to get you a hearing aid. He's like, oh, but I don't want something in my ear all the time.
Really?
Like, you walk around 24/7. Now you don't want a hearing aid in you.
Right?
She gets mad at me because I wear these things now, which of course they don't go in my ear.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know half the time that I'm even wearing them. And because, of course, I'm wearing my hat because I am going bald. So she can't even tell that I got them on, and she'll be talking to me and getting frustrated because I'm not listening to her, not even realizing that I'm listening to TikTok or whatever else on these things. And
It drives me. We'll be at the grocery store and he's got those things on his head. I'm like, what are you doing?
Well,
yeah, I
that
think he
way I
just
don't
does it.
disturb anybody. I can sit and scroll
But
through.
you're grocery shopping,
I get bored.
apparently.
What part of I have ADD didn't you understand?
Yeah.
While you're sitting there reading and comparing the labels, I'm sitting there bored because you know me. I'm a get in, get my crap, and get out.
Yeah.
But half the time I
Unless
go
we're
in.
at Costco.
Unless we're at Costco.
So Callie said that he could remember traveling through Colorado in a dying 4-cylinder truck with his pregnant wife and a 1-year-old. He rebuilt the top end, traveled through New Mexico, Death Valley, 110 degrees, lost the clutch. So yeah, lots of memories come up with that song for him.
That sounds like a good song right there.
Right?
That sounds like a scene out of a movie where the car along the side of the desert highway with steam floating out of it.
Right.
I think I've seen that movie, Callie.
I'm currently working on a song called Good Old Days, and it talks about, calling home on a payphone with change and
Oh, really?
things like that. Before kind of technology ruined our life, or cell phones.
Oh, I love it.
In a lot of ways, technology did ruin our life.
Yeah.
We got excited about, I remember, the first computer and all of that, but
I was never excited about that.
well, when I was in high school, I was in one of the very first computer programming
too.
classes that was ever offered in high school.
That's why I didn't like it.
And mind you, we had Radio Shack Tandy computers now.
Yes.
And the computer programming meant that we could get our name to go across the screen multiple times by
the zeros
writing
and
code.
The ones
Yeah, you had
in
to
the
do
right
the zeros and the
place.
ones and.
It's awful.
That's like code. That's like writing code.
Yeah,
Yes.
we did that back in the day. That was how we got introduced to computers, was with those. And then I remember when the
Dancing Baby.
the librarian upgraded to the first Mac.
Oh, I don't remember.
And because I was a library assistant, so I got to play around on the Mac.
Yeah.
And we sit and played like legit video games like Jeopardy. That we played on the Mac back in the day. So
Well, Flaz said he had an analog phone.
an analog phone, yes.
I don't remember that.
You know what an analog phone
Well, I
is.
probably do, but I don't
Well,
know
like
it was called that.
That's pretty much a dial phone.
Or the rotary.
The rotary.
Oh, the rotary. Oh, yeah. I know it. Yeah, we did and I remember the phones where it got really high tech. You had to switch between rotary and pulse. Or no, pulse and what was
He may
the
have
other
been
one?
analog phone. He may have been thinking. He may be thinking of referring to something else. Maybe something that because he said he had one for his business. So he may have had one of the old bag phones.
Maybe. Mo said her first cell phone was her oldest son's when he didn't need it anymore because his job gave him one. I remember, do y'all remember having to text? And first of all, you got charged per text, either received or sent. And then you had to press the number so many times to get to the right letter. That's when I decided texting was stupid and I never wanted to do it.
And now that's all we do.
And now it's what we do, yeah.
Around that same time, because I was in high school then, because I remember doing the texting with the. And you remember calls were free after 9, so you tell all your friends,
Yeah.
call me after 9. I only got 5 minutes left.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now I saw. You don't want to talk about. You want to talk about funny things. I saw this on the news, and it's sad that this is legit news. And I've seen it on two different news. I saw it on social media, and I'm like, but then when they actually played it on the 6 o'clock news, I'm like, they're actually serious. Zennials have now, have discovered. That's the new generation. The Zennials. They have discovered a new trend. And it's the hot new thing that they're all about it now, is because now things are getting to be expensive, so now they have learned all about the new trend is home cafe.
Home cafe.
Yeah, instead of going to Starbucks, you have a home cafe. They're learning how to make coffee at home.
Stop it.
I kid you not. That's the new thing is making coffee at home at your home cafe.
Oh, for Pete's
And it has extended to also, brace yourself, cooking breakfast.
No.
I could make
They're roughing it now.
I could make biscuits and stuff at home for a fraction of the price. And along with that, there's a new trend that Zennials have discovered, and it goes in line with what we've been talking about. Zennials have actually discovered how to make a phone call.
Okay.
That's new to them.
How to make a phone call?
Yeah, because they
only text.
All they do is text.
Stop it.
They text and instant message and DMs and all this, and that's the new thing is we can talk to each other.
Wow.
So that's the new.
There is some
So that is
material for the
that is the
song,
new
Zach.
trend. Is we've decided home cafe brew coffee at home. We can make our own breakfast and we can talk to each other on the phone.
Wow.
I kid you not, it's been all over the news. I had to laugh, but
Wow.
but it just goes to show the disconnect between our generations and the younger generations today. And then that's when I'm like, when did I get old?
Yeah, for real. Well, the ambassador said she learned to type on a manual typewriter. Me too.
Me too.
And then whenever
It was peck.
Yes, and then but then they came out with those when I was in college the first time. They were typewriters that you no longer had to use the little. I don't even know if you remember.
The ribbon?
They had they had the sheets, the little whiteout sheets, and you had to like put it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Backspace, put it in there, and then hit it again.
Yeah.
And they quit having that, and they started having the whiteout in the ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the little tiny screen that would show you the words that you typed, but it was only like 2 words at a time.
Yeah.
So they switched to that, and I couldn't figure that thing out. I was all mixed up by that. And then
We had an electric typewriter in typing class.
yeah.
Yes. So we learned on electric typewriters.
Yes. And well, I had learned before that on a
Well, I
manual,
did too,
yeah.
but you know,
Actually putting your fingers where they're supposed to go.
yeah, because let's just face it. On a manual typewriter, especially the older one that I'd have, it was a peck.
Yeah.
Peck. I mean, there was no.
You had to hit it really hard.
There was no proper hand placement because you wouldn't hit the key hard enough to leave that imprint on the paper. So
Yeah.
it was a
I
two finger.
remember
It was a 2-finger peck. But when we got to the electric typewriter,
Oh, yeah.
and then it was. You had to be careful because you've been so used to pecking. Now, if you hit one too hard, you had like 8 Z's.
Yeah.
So you had to
I
be
do
careful.
remember that. Flash said a bag phone was an analog phone.
Okay, so
Now I
bag
get it.
phone. Gotcha.
And Callie Callie's got another story. Motorcycle breakdown in Nevada high desert, 1991. Pushed bike 5 miles, no cell phone, no internet. He's just giving you all kinds of material.
You're getting material right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
A horse that had to push.
Oh my gosh, there you go.
Yeah.
The horse you had to push.
Oh,
Like a rough time right there.
I know.
Paid the farmer $50 to pump a gallon of gas out of a 55-gallon drum. Good Lord.
Wow. That was highway robbery right
Yeah, it
there.
was. I remember whenever we were young, my brother, because he had to pay for his own gas once he got his car. So my older brother would go, when him and my cousins wanted to go run around, they didn't have the money for gas, they would go siphon the gas out of my dad's car or my uncle's car and then put it into theirs. Do y'all remember people siphoning gas? Yeah, it was nasty.
Sometimes you just had to do what you had to do. Let's just say. You haven't lived till you sucked on a hose and got some gasoline in your mouth.
Right, right. We're working on your next album right here.
Write all these down, I guess.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everything that could go wrong.
There you go. Seems to be our theme on this show.
Yeah, Tiki Man, that's what we've always said. Tiki Man always said, what could possibly go wrong? Spend 10 minutes with us and we will tell you. But from looking at this, spend about 10 minutes with any of our friends.
Right? I'm starting to feel better about myself.
I know. I mean, I am feeling really bad. I mean, I've gotten stuck along the road, but, never had to push, out in the middle of the desert, thank goodness.
Right.
So.
Well, Mo has had to teach some folks at her office how to address an envelope, how to make a phone call on a corded phone, and other exciting basics. Yeah.
Well, think about it. This generation right now, most of them don't know how to tell time on an analog clock.
Nope. They were never shown in school.
And they don't know how to write cursive.
No. Just sign their name. That's the only thing they know how to do.
That's what it was always say. How are they gonna their signature or a check or anything like that?
I actually saw a job opening that there was a federal company hiring for somebody to look at our old documents that are in cursive and change them over to print so that
the new generation
generations
can
read them. Yeah.
Who would have ever thought that cursive is like hieroglyphics?
Right. Isn't that crazy?
I've tried reading some like super old stuff, and they did write a lot different back then.
They did.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Did.
Yeah.
But I can figure it out.
Yeah.
I can figure it out.
Yeah, today's generation cannot.
Yeah, I remember having to had to learn to write cursive and shorthand because I had like an English class that the guy just put a bunch of notes on the teleprompter thing, a projector.
Yeah,
Yes.
the overhead. Yeah.
And he would just ramble on, and you just be like, "Oh."
Yep.
Yeah, shorthand came in handy back then. I mean, it wasn't proper shorthand, but by golly, we figured it out.
I do remember being in elementary school and seeing proper shorthand, the little squiggly line with the dot and it was something in elementary school that they were. I don't remember if it was in English class, but it was like a chapter in our book where they showed us and they also did a chapter on Braille too, which I thought was really cool. So I wish they would get back to like the basic real life stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
Back for us, abbreviations and acronyms is how we survive taking notes.
Right.
I love the art of, or I guess you'd call it the art, but I love just writing on a piece of paper.
Me too.
Like, there's nothing like a good ink pen that like pours ink out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of my writing at home, just pen and paper.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so much better than typing it on a screen.
Yeah. I keep a lot of notes on my phone, and like, all my songs are on my phone. But when I'm working a song out or journaling or whatever,
Yep.
I always love writing on paper.
Yeah. Me too. And you're right about a good pen. A good pen makes all the difference.
It's kind of hard though. Whenever someday when your song is in the Hall of Fame, it's kind of hard to display an old cell phone there so they can see the lyrics of when where you drafted that song. Yeah. But but when they see that piece of paper with that writing and all the scratches and the notes on the side and all that, they get to see the work that actually went into it. So.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of songwriters that sell handwritten lyrics as part of their merchandise or whatever.
I could see that. Yeah.
Buy a copy of a song that they do, handwritten on a piece of paper for like $50 or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ideas.
There you go. Yep. There you go.
Well, who else we got out there? I'm trying to see. I can't get my.
So Callie says maybe include my name in his next song. Kent McCutcheon, The Hard Life, but now living the life. Went from a hard life to living the life.
It's a hard knock life. I guess that song already happened there, Callie. I think it was a little redheaded girl.
Right. Flaz said those little computerized typewriters were called word processors.
Word processors.
I haven't heard that term in a long time.
Wow. I didn't know that's what they call it. We called it a typewriter, but
right.
We came from the sticks, okay? We didn't come from the big city.
Right.
So
Zach, we've got some folks wanting to hear some more songs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You got some more for us?
Yeah. I may do a new one.
Oh.
This one is it'll be something to go out on, something a little upbeat.
Okay.
This is called Sunday Blues. This is it's an old Cosmic Stranger song, but I redone it for my stuff.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I wrote it, so I figured I could redo it.
Absolutely.
There you go.
It's about having too much to drink and waking up with a hangover.
Oh.
Well, our listeners wouldn't know anything.
No, we wouldn't know anything
all.
about that.
Sunday morning, I'm coming down from a night of too much fun. I know I should have turned it down, Lord, but most time it's just one. Sipping on some homegrown, you know I like in musky dice. And old Jim Beam sneaked up and robbed me my last dime. Well, Saturday nights are fun with all your friends. Then when the sun shines through, Lord, the blues start creeping in. Well, Johnny Cash is in my head, Lord, he's singing that old tune. Coming down from showing out with those Sunday morning blues. Feel like someone drove a nail in the middle of my skull. What did I smoke last night? Lord, my breath smells like a skunk. Step out for some fresh air, the wind makes me wanna puke. Looking for that yellow sign to get some greasy food. Saturday nights are fun with all your friends. But then when the sun shines through, Lord, the blues start creeping in. Well, Johnny Cash is in my head, Lord, he's singing that old tune. Just coming down from showing out with those Sunday morning blues. I know my mama warned me about those Sunday morning blues. She dragged my butt to church, yeah, she was in her youth. The freight train pounding in my head, Lord, making me confused. And the voices in my head saying, boy, you're a fool. Saturday nights are fun with all your friends. Then when the sun shines through, Lord, the blues start creeping in. Well, Johnny Cash is in my head, Lord, he's singing that old tune. Just coming down from showing out with those Sunday morning blues. Merle Haggard's in my head, Lord, he's singing that old tune. Just coming down from showing out with those Sunday morning blues. Just coming down from showing out with those Sunday morning blues.
All right.
I feel like we've been there once or twice.
As Patty with an iron, maybe not once, not twice, but maybe 4 or 5 times.
Right? That's a fun song. So you haven't recorded that one under your own name
No,
yet?
it's probably going to be my next one. I'm deciding between that and another one, but that one's probably going to be my
I
next
say I'm
single.
voting for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you haven't heard the other one yet. Then you're
Well,
like,
that's
well,
true.
maybe that.
That's true. Yeah.
But that one's it's pretty fun, you know. And
It is
everybody
fun.
Up moving around and
Gets people up on the dance floor.
that'll probably be my next single, and if it is, it'll be coming out probably. Plan to have it sometime this summer. So,
So it's not on the current EP.
No.
So it'll be a single coming out. So the ambassador's loving that song. And Callie, so is Callie.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, no Sunday morning blues with the Tiki Man Big Show. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Unfortunately, except for the next 2 weeks when there isn't a show.
Right.
So for that programming note, get some good segue in that there will be no Sunday show this coming Sunday because it's Easter. And then the following Sunday, we will all be traveling back from Panama City Beach. So
That's right.
after our long, tireless weekend of working and slaving away on the beach at a music festival.
It's a rough life.
It is. It's a rough life. It's the only job I ever had where drinking is not only accepted, it's encouraged.
Right. Yeah, we're going to be near the Reef Rum, which is one of the sponsors. They're going to be there in our tent,
Yeah, buddy.
under our tent,
It's-
passing out the rum.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Right. And for everybody who has asked, Zach has given us the stickers, and so we will make sure that we get them to you one way or another. Yes, Ambassador, 1 week from today.
Time is a ticking.
That's right. So there will be no Tropical Country
Next
week
Wednesday.
either. So 2 weeks from today, we will be back.
Maybe.
If we're recovered.
It would be depend upon if we are recovered from Panama City or not. But there definitely will not be a Tropical Country next Wednesday because, yes, as soon as I get off work, we are southbound and down, heading to the beach.
That's right.
And so we can go down here and hug some necks of some very important people that we miss.
That's right.
And then meet everybody on Thursday to get everything set up and get the party started down there. So, not next weekend. Hopefully, yes, we will be back the following Wednesday, depending upon, like I said, how well we have recovered. I mean,
Yep.
I may have to take an extra week off just to recover. So it just depends. But
Right.
but before we do all those goodbyes and stuff, how about we get what else is going on Tiki Man Radio?
Here's your weekly lineup for Tiki Man Radio. Sundays, it's the Big Show. Sunday mornings with the Tiki Man starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Island Time. Streaming live on the Cammy's Grammy Live Cam from the Chocolate Bar Studios in Harrison Bay. Come over and be part of the show. After the Big Show, it's Tuesday on the Island replay with B-Man and Michelle. Recorded live from Key West. Later that afternoon, it's 5 o'clock somewhere with Rick the Stick. You never know where he's going to pop up. On the road with Rick the Stick, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Island Time every Sunday. Mondays from 6 to 8 p.m. Get on the Peace Train with Ed the Train Man, live from Crown Point, Indiana. Tuesday at noon, it's Surfs Up with Callie McCool and the student crew. Tiki Man Radio's internship from Antioch High School in California. The kids are learning how to produce and do their own show. Compliments of Tiki Man Radio. It's the Lunchbox Special with Surfs Up every Tuesday at noon Eastern Island Time. Wednesdays, it's Where the Boots Meet the Beach with Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou, streaming live on the GTS Live Cam from the Legends Studio in Ooltewah, Tennessee from 7 to 9 p.m. Friday starting at 7 p.m. It's Coastal Confessions with B-Man and Michelle from the Beachy Shell Studios in Key West, live every Friday, having some fun with their friends and sharing great music. Saturdays, take a trip back in time with Jukebox Saturday mornings starting at midnight and going to noon. This is where we open up the massive archives of the radio station and take you back to that old shaggin' music. That's your weekly lineup for Tiki Man Radio. Make sure you tune into all these great shows and keep listening to Tiki Man Radio and have some fun.
That's right. Have some fun for crying out loud. But Zach, we've had a great time having you back here tonight. Thank you for coming back and joining us because we love the new music and love what you're doing. And like I said, we need to get hold of Taylor Sheridan and say, hey, we got we have two songs that you need to have on a TV show. So we'll figure it out. There has to be a submission process.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've already looked it up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. So, hey, give her a goal, and she will make it.
Challenge accepted.
She will make it happen. So, so if you get the phone call, from California, you may want to answer it, or Texas, I guess, because he's down there at the 4 Sixes, with at his other ranch. So it could be Texas as well. But I'd recommend answering it. You may be good news.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
But
so before we go, Do you have one more song in you?
He said no.
I know, but we're getting requests.
Oh, we're getting requests.
If you don't, it's okay. Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah.
No pressure.
I'll say if you don't, it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll let you
I
off the
think
hook.
we'll end on a good one.
All right.
I don't want to bring everybody down with another side.
All right, there we go. There we go.
right.
So,
All right.
if you want to hear more, you got to go out and get the EP.
Yeah.
Get
And,
the EP and go see him in person.
Where is the EP at?
So you can find it under Zac Chastain, and that's ZAC, just like the stickers. It's ZAC on Facebook and Instagram too.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I had to go
music-
back and correct my spelling.
I told her it was fine.
No, no, not at all.
But yeah, you can find it anywhere you listen to music. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, whatever else there is out there. You can find it all those places.
Okay.
What about keeping up with your schedule?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram for that. Right now it's kind of sporadic, but planning on coming as many places as I can. I know we're talking about going down to Florida and Fort Walton Beach.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Working on a show down there. Going is
You said up to New York, hopefully.
yeah, and that may be later on in the year, but
So basically, if anybody knows anywhere you can play or would want you to play, to send you an email or something and let you know.
yeah, you can reach me at Facebook or Instagram, and then my email is also Zac Chastain. No, I'm sorry, Z Chastain Music at gmail.com.
Okay.
You can send some booking requests out there. But yeah,
Nice.
I'm going anywhere. I'm trying to really venture out and go into new places and far out. So I'm looking to book all over the Southeast pretty much. And
Well, I'm telling you right
Right
now,
songs will travel.
those new songs I will go over well in Texas and
Oh, yeah.
and out west. I can I do. I really
Yeah.
see those being widely popular in those areas for sure. So
yeah, I'm gonna try to work my way out west. West is a little different beast because then you're flying with instruments and stuff.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
really have to book. You can't just go for a one-off show. You have to like
You gotta make
book
sure you
a
gotta
few
be-
shows so
Yeah.
that it's
Hey,
worth going out there.
Spend $1,000 to make $200.
yeah, that's not makes very good
Yeah.
business sense. But you know, if you never know how crazy things happen and things work out the way they're
Yeah.
supposed to work
people
out.
listening out there know a place that they think I would be good at, shoot me a message, and I'm willing to check it out. I'll try to come anywhere I can. You know?
Well, of course,
Fabulous.
Callie is out there in California, so
Yeah.
and it sounds like he's met a lot of acquaintances out there in the desert. So you just never know.
Yeah. And, we've got some listeners up in Canada. We've got the ambassador is over there near Memphis area. So we've got a lot of folks here. And for those of you, if you do
Maureen's over
download-
there in North Carolina.
Yeah, Maureen's over in North Carolina. So if you do know of somewhere that you want Zac to play, shoot him a message. And then also, if you... Oh, thanks, Michelle. Good night.
Callie McCool says Zac is amazing. The music gets the memories of flowing.
That's right.
Thank you.
So, yeah, let him know if you want him to play somewhere, and go by, stream his music, buy it, share it with your friends, because really that's how our songwriter friends are able to make a little bit of money. Also gets their name out there, which is going to help them book those gigs. So
Maureen's already going, why is there only 6?
6 thumbs up. We need to get some more thumbs up going.
Yes, get more thumbs up out there because it was a great show. And
Yes, everybody seems to really have liked it.
absolutely. So, yes, if you're out there, you're still watching, give us the thumbs up because we need those thumbs up. So,
That's right.
But
So share Zac with your friends, everybody.
absolutely. And, of course,
I forgot to say I'm also on TikTok and YouTube.
Oh, TikTok is the thing,
I
man.
know.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking now.
That's right.
if you can just figure out the daggone algorithm.
Yeah.
You know, I went from 1,200 views on a video to now I can't even hardly get over 200. So I got put in that algorithm jail, and I don't know why, but you doing lives and everything on there?
I haven't started, but I plan to. So I'm working my way up to getting like a little area set up for lives.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that. I want to start doing something on the porch once a week. Whatever, call it like porch session Mondays or.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that would be
Wednesdays or
awesome.
Whatever day I do it on, but.
There you
Well,
go.
don't do it on Wednesday because then we can't listen.
Yeah, so I'll do it probably like a Monday or something like that.
Well, if there's anything that I've learned with the TikTok now is that if you're going to start doing lives and do lives regularly, is to make sure to find an agency, a TikTok agency, because those are the ones that's going to look out for you, and that way it helps you avoid all of those, those little caveats of where you can get yourself in trouble. Because there are just so many of them, and the agencies, they're free, but you just got to make sure you sign with get in with the right one. I signed with an agency, and I immediately was with the wrong one. So, but give them 30 days notice, and you're out, and you're good. Don't cost any money. But what they do is the one things that you can't do is, if you get a violation, and you can try to appeal that. Problem is you just got your violation from AI, and when you appeal that, you're actually appealing to the same AI that just gave you the violation. So there's no way around it. If you have that agency, they actually have the connections with TikTok. They actually call and talk to a person. So keeps you out of TikTok jail, because there was one woman, kid you not, and it's happened to 5 different people. Now it's been reported that they've been on live and their child has appeared on the screen just for a split second. One woman lost her account for 5 years. So because of a child appearing on it, because that's the new violation that they come up with. So,
wow.
Yeah, I used a knife to open a box, and I got one. So,
I was wondering when you did that. I was wondering if they would call you on it.
But fortunately, I'm with an agency, and the agency came back and said he was opening a box. And I actually even referred to that knife as a box opener on the video, because I've been paying attention, and they pulled the appeal away. So, yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, you're not dealing with real people. You're dealing with AI for all of it. So there's a lot of constant changing caveats. So just to give you a little bit of the knowledge that I've picked up with TikTok along the way.
He's been a little obsessed with TikTok lately.
Well,
I not even want to do it now.
I know, right? No, you're doing music. You're good.
You're good. You're good. And that's what I said. I have fun with my lives. I've gotten in trouble because I am a TikTok shop affiliate, and I'm monetized that way as well. And that's where I've gotten in trouble, is doing those videos. My lives, when I just do DJ and play music, it's been fine.
Yep.
So, and you're certainly not going to get in trouble playing music, as long as it doesn't get crazy.
Right.
So, but hey, we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We've had a great time. We have to thank our sponsors, GTS Charters and Outfitters, sponsors our live cam, and also has been with this show right from the very, very beginning. If you're down in Key West and you want to get out on the water, give them a call at 305-916-0990. Make sure you visit that Outfitter store. And also, whenever you're planning your next getaway, call JBL Travel Group, the award-winning travel agency, at 732-831-5200. And again, just reminders again on programming. There is no Sunday show this week or next week, and there will be no Tropical Country next week as well, because we will be on the beach.
That's right.
So, but we do want you to tune in to Tiki Man Radio, because even though we're on the beach, we are broadcasting live every day during the event. So you get to hear all of the live entertainment right from the stage. We're set up right next door to the stage. So you get that live feed coming right from the stage. So everything that's going on, you get to hear it as well. So make sure you tune in, and you get to experience the 2025 Panama City Parrot Head Rendezvous. And it's going to be a great time. It's all for charity, and just like every great Parrot Head, party with a purpose. And that's what we plan on doing with all the great entertainment. So
That's right.
There is that. But and again, Zach, we appreciate you coming and spending time with us, letting us to hear the new music. Make sure you all go out there and download it and get it and play it. And if you know some places where you want him to come and perform, call the venue or call him and say, hey, this is where I'd like to see you, so he can reach out. But,
and share his music.
Share. That's right. And check him out on all them socials. And hopefully then you can start catching them porch sessions he's going to come up with here on the TikTok. So
hey, Ann Weehunt. She's
hi,
excited
Ann.
she made it for the end.
Hey, Ann. Nice to see you. And we'll see you on the flip side. Are you coming to the beach too? Because she normally comes down to the beach. So maybe we'll get to see you down there. But
that's right.
Until then, that's all we have here this week. We will see you back here in 2 weeks. And we'll have a lot more fun. And be safe. Be nice. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
It's been a lot of fun. But the set list is all done. The night was very loud and you've been a good crowd. But you know it's time to run. You've all been very kind. Thank you for your time. You put me to the test as I try to address all of your requests for the night. As we look to the moon and the managers protocol. Well, I don't ever want to end, but for now, my friends, last song, last call. A spirit with this clientele. And the drinks are flowing well. A beer sent from the bar and a healthy tip jar. Handsome tunes that I can sell. It's been a cool room, but it's ending too soon. And they remember to tip the bartender as they surrender to the tab. And they lip sync to the lyrics that they used to recall. Anytime I gotta say those words, oh no, last song, last call. Some came as ones and left by twos. Some still are dancing in their shoes. I break down the gear as we wind it up here. After the last song that I choose, it's the last rhyme near closing time. The final round chord as I strum the last chords and the guitar returns to the case. Needless to say, it was a pleasure to play for you all. Here's to toast to everyone as I finally say last song, last